All right, guys, what's up? What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, running a little bit late today. Oh man, hold on. Let me get. I know Mitch should be here. Sorry for the echo. Oh my gosh, too many echoes going on at one time. All right, hold on. Let me get Mitch in here. I think Mitch is already in here. Hold on one second. Nope. Yo, Mitch, where you at, bro? He said he'd be back at 5. Oh, yeah, so... Oh, it's cold here in Texas again. It's cold for us Texans, at least. But, man, it's been a hellish morning. Has anybody ever tried to put eye drops in a 5 or 4-year-old? That is the hardest thing ever. Putting eye drops in a 4 or 5-year-old. It was terrible. Terrible morning. All right, we got TTNP. Gapping up, penny stock. I'll have to look up the catalyst for that one. But that one's probably has the best volume that I see. Maybe aside from GE right now in pre-market, but we could look that one up. Hold on one second. TTNP. All right, so TTNP is partnering with Alliance RX, Walgreens Prime Specialty Pharmacy, and ultimately to expand their patient access to probafene, which is a bio drug apparently. So they're partnering with Walgreens Prime Specialty Pharmacy. Yeah, it's going to allow patients access to treatment with buprenorphine implant. I don't know, buprenorphine implant. I think I said that right. It says Titan's unique 6-month maintenance treatment for opioid use disorder, OUD, in eligible patients. And so basically just a partnership with TTNP to Alliance RX. That's going to give their patients access to buprenorphine, which is an opiate use disorder drug, apparently. So interesting there. And yeah, it's definitely showing it. I mean, if you look at the graph here, huge gap up for TTNP. I've seen this one before, though. This one has run before, but you can see gap up from 140s to 247, so gapping up about $1 right now in pre-market, so a pretty big gap. We also have, if you look at the bottom chart here, we also have CIFS, and it's gapping up from 128 to 159. Looks interesting. Gonna watch Cron, CGC. Like I said, though, we also have GE on it with a big move by GE. We could look up CIFS really quick though, just to get the penny stocks out the way. CIFS gapping up nicely here as well. And so the only thing I'm really showing for CIFS was that it was halted in October. That's the last news. Let me look up a different source and see if I can find what's going on with CIFS. If you know, wait, let me see. All right, for what Two-Way said, TTNP, Titan Pharmaceuticals partners with Alliance RX, Walgreens Prime Specialty Pharmacy to expand patient access to probafene. The float is 12.4 million, so a relatively small float for TTNP as well. Let me see. I'll look up CIFS. CIFS, no news for CIFS that I can actually see, and so CIFS is up on no catalyst that I can see at least. We also have FENG gapping up some. FENG is Phoenix New Media, and they announced a letter of intent for sale of investment in Yidian. The float is 30 million. So FENG basically received they sent a letter of intent for the sale of investment in Yidian. 30 million float, still a pretty small float, all things considered. Pretty small float with 30 million. We also have AIRI here, AIRI, which is starting to push up a little bit in the penny stock world. Not a ton of volume, actually really not a small move, but just small volume for this one. gapping up from about 130 to 159, so about 20 cents or so, or 30 cents or so. And with AIRI, it is Air Industries Group, and it announced two major awards totaling near 13 million. And so it did announce major awards totaling near 13 million. The float is 20 million for AIRI, and so a pretty small float as well. Then we also have CLRB. CLRB gapping up a little bit. It's at 260 now. It closed at 205 on Friday, and it's at 260 now. Went as high as $3 even. And let's see, that one is Selectar, and it's reporting positive top-line response rates of 30% from R&R multiple myeloma cohort and ongoing phase 2 study of CLR 131. Tiny float of CLRB of 4.4 million. So very, very small float for CLRB. Appreciate that, Two-Way. Shout out to Two-Way for dropping these Catalyst news releases on me so I can kind of see what's going on in the penny stock world. Appreciate it, Two-Way. Thanks, brother. And so, yeah, we also have GE here. You know, GE, huge move, tons of volume. You can see GE here if I drag this over. Look at GE on the bottom here, just gapping up from 1017 to 1168, which is actually a really big percentage move for GE. And we can look up the catalyst for this one really quick as well. Alright, so GE announced the completion of the GE Transportation and Wabtec merger. And so they merged with Wabtec, taking about a quarter of interest in there, so 25%. So owning about a quarter of the company with 24.9% technically ownership interest in Wabtec. Also, let's see what else. They received about 2.9 billion cash in the transaction, which is good, and that's definitely showing right now. So GE up on that news. Yeah, we'll see. Joel says ACB moving up, possibly a good day for pot stocks. Yeah, ACB is up, Cron is down, CGC is up a slight amount. APHA is up a slight amount, so we'll see. You know, I'm always keeping an eye on those for sure. That usually they're on my watch list. Let's see what else we got here. STX. Let me catch back up in the chat in a second. SCLSD. AWP, VTVT, yeah, a little bit slow in those. But not a bad morning, really. What's the SPY doing today? The SPY is up a decent amount. The SPY is up, gapping up from 279.14 to 280.62. So not a bad gap up here. Over $1 gap up from the SPY. And so we'll see where that one goes as well. Let's see, what was it? YNDX. I've been watching YNDX as well for some fades here in this market. NIO up. Let's see what NIO is doing. Hey, let me see if Mitch is back yet. I think he's probably back right now. Nope, still not back. Yeah, man, CIFS is just up on nothing. NIO, wow, NIO actually had a nice gap up as well. Appreciate that. I didn't even see NIO. But NIO is actually not looking that bad. If you look at NIO here, NIO is looking pretty good right now in pre-market. I mean, gapping up about $1, or what was that? Gapping up about 87 cents or so. 85, 87 cents. Not bad there. Let's look at see what's going on with NIO. NIO is a electric car maker. I remember that. we have a press release that came out on the 24th, which was yesterday, that said the NIO CEO touts its electric cars as, quote, tickets to a new lifestyle. The CEO came out with that release. That's good and everything, but I mean, it's just a quote from the CEO. Some people are saying that the increase is because of the tariffs increase, or after Trump delayed the tariffs increase with China, after the delaying of increasing tariffs. So some people are saying that that's why it's up. It's a Chinese stock, and so that could be possibly why it's up on optimism if they delayed the tariffs that they were going to implement. That makes sense. So we'll see what happens with NIO, but I'll definitely be watching this one as well. We got Solo, which is Electromechanica, which is hosting a factory grand opening ceremony for the Solo electric vehicle. Float of Solo is 13 million. It's a very small float. And it's gapping up some. Low volume, though. Was it on 60 Minutes last night? Interesting. Maybe that's why. I'm probably not going to trade TTNP at all, to be honest. It's just a cheaper penny stock. Unless it's tradable for me. Let me see. I know Mitch put out the stocks that we could trade today. No, doesn't look like it's tradable, unfortunately. So I probably won't trade it. I'll be watching NIO, Solo, Cannabis Plays, KNDI, you know. What's up, Mike? What's up, Daniel? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Yeah, honestly, like I said, though, it's been a pretty hectic morning. I had to put some eye drops in my 5-year-old, and it was like the hardest thing in the world. I don't know if anybody has kids, if ever tried to put eye drops in a 5-year-old, but that is no fun. Absolutely no fun. Yeah, but like I said, GE gapping up here. Look at this big move on GE. So, a lot of volume in GE coming in there. Yeah, man, I mean, we had to like hold him down to put the eye drops in. It was terrible. He fought it, but the eye drops were finally, you know, put in. His left eye's been kind of swelling a little bit. We think it's allergies. But yeah, watching NIO, some of the cannabis plays. We'll see what we get. I gotta turn my volume down. Appreciate the sub, Anthony. Welcome, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, man. Alright, so yeah, watching Cron, GE, NIO, TTNP, you know. What else do we have? CIFS, no volume, or no catalyst that I see on CIFS. I don't think two-way could find one either. But CIFS did start to run. You can see on Friday, CIFS did push up here. It's gapping up from 128 to 167. And so a significant gap up here for a dollar stock or so. ZYNE. Yeah, we can check that one. ZYNE, just not that much volume. Had a good fade, honestly. The fade on ZYNE, like if you look at this one, like the fade on Friday was really nice here. It looks like you can see the fade here, tight risk, maybe up here. Would have worked out fairly well. Followed through nicely too on ZYNE. Just today, like in pre-market, there's just no volume, and so we'll see. Maybe watch it, but I'm curious to see what's going on with Cron. Cron gap down a significant amount here, so we'll look to see what's going on with Cron. So Cron was started at an underperform rating with a $17 price target at Jefferies. So that's what's going on with Cron. So they gave it an underperform rating with a $17 price target. Rest of the cannabis stocks don't look bad. Just Cron is down. KHC, Jeff. I could look up KHC. Yeah, man. I mean, KHC kind of swingy right now in pre-market. It was all the way up to 35.70, and now it's back down to 34.60. So it dropped about $1. Let's look up KHC to see what's going on with it. It's Kraft Heinz. Oh, that's what's going on. Yeah, now I see what you mean by your Warren Buffett post. Yeah, Warren Buffett quote: "I overpaid for Kraft Heinz." What happened to my scanners here? Did my internet? Weird. Yeah, it says it's connected. Let me reload this. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what happened with those scanners. I had to redo it. But yeah, Warren Buffett said, quote, "I overpaid for Heinz." It said Berkshire Hathaway and 3G Capital overpaid in 2015 when they helped Heinz buy Kraft, the formed Kraft Heinz company. But he still said he had no plans to sell, so still some optimism there from Warren Buffett. He's just a little upset that he paid too much, which is kind of what happens in investing, man. Yeah, so I mean, this is interesting news here. So basically, Warren Buffett said that he paid too much for it. He think he paid too much for Kraft Heinz. But he said we're not going to pull the plug. It's not our style to sell like this, and so they're going to hold on to the shares they currently have. But he said he's not going to buy more, even after the share price dropped, because quote, "it isn't worth as much," end quote. And so interesting here, he's going to hold on to his shares, but when Warren Buffett says that, it's not really the greatest thing. It's kind of he's hurting himself a little bit too if he owns shares. Him saying that's not going to help. Let's be honest. Yeah, maybe so. What's up, Tech? Yeah, he could be buying more. NIO still pushing up though, and a nice healthy move there. Wait, where did my coffee go? Here, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta find my coffee. What's up, Ashley? Good morning. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right. All right, guys. So it's 8:11. We got about 19 minutes until the open. Yeah, GE did have a merger with Wabtec. I saw that. What's up, M. Kilgore? Good morning, man. Yeah, so not a bad day. The SPY overall is up. You can see the SPY is actually up some today. So not bad. Getting a little bit of movement here. I gotta watch the cannabis plays as well. Prawn is down after somebody rated it as an underperform. You know, price target of lower than where it's at now. It's 17. KHC, NIO, what else do we have? TTNP for the penny stock world. TTNP doesn't look bad. Not some, you know, some decent movement from 144 to 230 right now. So about a decent gap here, about 85, 90 cents, which is pretty significant, all things considered. You can see TTNP here with a nice move. We also have INSG. INSG gapping up here. If you look at INSG, a little bit of a move from 564 to 615. So there's a move for INSG. The Quick asked if I buy into something that's 0.004 cents, what is an appropriate exit? I mean, that's very subjective. You know, it just depends on what your goal is, what kind of trade you're in. You know, is it a swing trade? Is it a day trade? It's obviously in the OTC market, but there's a lot of different answers to that, man. You know. Yeah, look at ATEC. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Look at this one go. It's up from 146 to 190 for ATEC. So ATEC is taking off right now in pre-market. Let's look up to see the catalyst for this one. Interesting move, for sure. I'm guessing it's good earnings, but I don't know. I'm not really seeing anything new for ATEC unless it has something on Thinkorswim. I'm not really seeing anything for ATEC. Right, man. I mean, I consider stocks that are like that kind of like the lottery here. You know, if you're buying something that's 0.004 cents, then it's kind of like the lottery. Like, you could buy it, it may go up, it probably won't. You know. But if it goes up, it's probably going to go up, you know, and you're going to make money from it. So it's kind of like the lottery, I like to call those. It's not really, it's just kind of luck, blind luck. I mean, for the most part, at least in my opinion. You know, other people might know how to trade stocks that cheap, and, you know, that's definitely on the OTC market. But I wouldn't really know how to answer that, you know. FDA clearance. Okay, appreciate it. So FDA clearance of its automated SafeOp neuro monitoring systems. So interesting for ATEC. So FDA clearance. Yeah, we'll see what we get here. We got 15 minutes, guys. 15. Yo, what's up, man? We got Mitch here today. Mitch is here.
Yo.
What's up, man? Everybody can hear Mitch loud and clear, guys? Let's do a sound check for Mitch.
Yo. Good morning, traders. What's going on?
Yo. All right, man. We got TTNP. We got TTNP. What was that?
That was my door closing. I think.
Thing sounds like a dungeon, man.
Dungeon closing.
Right. I think sounds like a dungeon or like Mr. Freeze's hideout door. You know.
I think the cold is getting to it. I can't handle the cold, man.
Yeah, man.
One that I'm watching today, man, is one that I've been watching since it's been on the OTC market. And finally, I've been waiting for it to get on the New York Stock Exchange, and today it's finally opening up.
Which one?
It's CTST.
CTST.
This is actually one that I'm actually even thinking about holding long term. Today.
New IPO. I don't even, I mean, we'll see. What is it? Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, this is the real key. One of the keys I've always learned, at least in the marijuana industry for right now, is production. Production is everything. This is the reason why Kron was bought out. This is the reason why APHA was brought out. Reason being is they're leaders in production, and the next kind of two stocks that I can see in line with that would be ACV and this CNTTF, which is now turning into CTST, which is Canna Trust Holdings.
Right, I remember that one.
Canna Trust Holdings does have one of the best production. I think it's actually number 2 out of all of them, and has that great potential. So one of the key things I feel in marijuana stocks is you got to find the ones that have great potential. The potential is always going to come from production and not like customer service. This is not the customer service industry.
Right.
How much can you make me so that I can go ahead and continue growing? And you see now it's breaking that $10 today. I could very much see it getting up there to that high wick that it had, 1040. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. Tell you the truth, if I could buy it right now, I'd probably take it in the 9s and try to hold to a 980 support for like a long-term trade. But we're going to see what happens. I might take a Robinhood trade on this.
Yeah, I was going to ask if it was tradable. It's probably not, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Usually they're pretty good with IPOs, though.
Yeah, this one's going to catch fire, I believe. And once it catches fire, it'll show up.
Right.
But I definitely might take a little trade here. Let me see if Robinhood has by any means options on this, and we'll see what they're running it at.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure they have something, you know. But yeah, GE running up big too today. Solo, let's see, Solo. So Solo's tradable too. SOLO, GE. So I'll watch these. AMD, you know, as always. Kron, CGC.
Yeah, one that I'm watching also is going to be the 2 of the best movers in the last 5 days. It's going to be KNDI, and it's also going to be DLPH.
Okay.
Those are 2 of the top leading movers right now, and so that's the ones I'm going to be watching to pull back. I was actually watching KNDI up there at $9 this morning, and was thinking that it was going to pull back to this 835 support. As we see, it's at 865, making its move back down, and has a strong resistance up there at 920, a triple top.
Interesting. Yeah, those look good. I'm gonna watch YNDX as well. I've been watching that one too. It's been fading a lot. Also NIO up. NIO's up today. What else? What's the other one? Running a blank. Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the restroom, Mitch. So hold it down for a second, bro.
All right. So what's going on, traders? How we doing out there? The second stock. I mentioned DLPH and KNDI. And the weed stock that I've been talking about is CTST. I got you, Nick. No stress. Oh, I see that, James. I see what you did there, James. You know, talking about South Florida like it's beautiful down there. Nah, man, I got the beautiful over here, man. I got some snow, some mountains. It's going great, man. It's going great, man. Hitting up the PAX era right now. I don't know if you know what a PAX era is, but it's a little vape. If you want to look up more about Canatrust, look them up under CNTTF. Yeah, James, I'm in Denver, man. Denver, Colorado. Can't get any better, right in downtown. Downtown Denver. Never really had the city life, and now I'm rocking that city life. So one of the key things that I want to see today is this DLPH. This one's really had a crazy gap up. Let me do a little more research on that news for DLPH. All right. It says we got an earnings beat and revenues lag. Let's look a little bit more into that.
All right, guys. All right, all right. All right, so I'm going to get everything set up. We got about 7 minutes left. I'm going to get everything set up, ready to trade.
Yeah, they did a great beat. DLPH beat their estimate by almost 20 cents. And they're usually about 5 cents off. So that was a big, big change. So I'm going to keep watching that one. KNDI, of course. That stock rocketed up. And I think one of the key things is going to be is that can that get back up there in the $9, or is that going to reject through the 835 range?
Look at ATEC, man. I mean, I know we can't trade it, but man, it's one of those ones. Depending on how big it gets and how much it pushes, I'm gonna be watching this one for maybe some options. But look at this move here, man.
Okay, so what ended up happening with that KNDI is that electric car coming into the United States market. Now it's going to be on how reliable is that technology going to be, and are U.S. consumers going to be interested in a vehicle of the sort? It's like a smart car.
For BLPH, appreciate.
Yeah, for KNDI.
Oh yeah, it's a. I mean, I'm surprised. We haven't seen more stuff like that pop up here. Appreciate the sub, Gabriel. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. John, is it much enough to make $1 per stock in swing trade with 5 days, or is it not much? $1 per share? I mean, that's a lot. I mean, relative to how expensive the stock is, but it just depends. I mean, it all depends. You know, what's enough for you is really the question. You know, some people are happy with half of a percent gain, and some people want, a 10% gain in one trade. So it all just depends. All right, guys, let's get everything ready. I'm gonna get everything set up here.
Yep. Let's do this thing.
There we go. All right, I'm drinking some some Mardi Gras coffee is what it's called. It's got like cinnamon, or maybe it's king cake coffee, but it's got like cinnamon in it and vanilla.
Hey, James, looks like I'll be seeing you in July, man. Who knows? Maybe John's out here in that time. Maybe we hold a little convention in Denver.
Yeah, man.
Who wants to come to Denver for a convention?
Nice, James. Well, it's not technically bulletproof two-way. It's right now.
You might get shot today, John.
Yeah, man. Well, no, my coffee right now is like it's got the what's it called? What's the protein? Peptides, whatever they're called. It's got that in it, and it's got XCT oil. No ghee this morning.
Hey, it looks like the conference is gonna have to be held in Denver, man. Looks like everybody wants to come.
Yeah, man. Yeah, collagen peptides is what it's called. Yep, collagen peptides. Yeah, I don't put the ghee in it, man. The ghee's too much for me right now. You know, I just wanted some good old coffee right now. All right, let's do it. Yeah, 5 minutes, guys. But yeah, man, I want to move out to Denver for sure, man. I don't think I'll ever be able to actually like move out there, but like if I'd probably try to buy a house out there and just go out there for vacations, you know.
Yeah, man, maybe Fort Worth. Look into there. That's a good area.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be close to Boulder.
Yeah, man.
Boulder's a beautiful city itself.
I heard it's pretty over there, man.
Yeah, it's just expensive, but if I could get out there, I would love it out there. Wouldn't be mad to live in Boulder.
Yeah, man, I've heard good things about it. I've been to Colorado a few times when I was younger, but haven't been in years. All right, guys, we got about a minute left. All right, so main watches today: NIO, GE, AMD, cannabis stock, CRON, CGC, ACB, APHA, INSG, YNDX. Gonna watch TTNP. Maybe, like I said, look for some options on TTNP, ATEC, maybe. Yeah, we'll see what we get, Brent. We'll see, man. All right, here's the bell, though. We got about 40 seconds.
Look at CTST. That thing's wicking around. People want that thing right now. I ain't the only one.
Yeah, man. We'll see where it goes. I mean, interesting IPO day. Tefs maybe will add it. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching that one for sure.
Oh, also UXIN is up. Is UXIN an ETF? Let me see. I don't even know if it's tradable, but no, it's not, unfortunately. Get everything ready here. We got the SPY, GE. All right, guys, there's the bell. Good luck. All right, let's do this. All right, TTNP popping up on the scanners here. TTNP. ATEC again. YINN. AMD pushing up, spiking up nicely here. Big spike on AMD up to 2520s. CGC dropping, so cannabis stocks dropping some, it looks like. CGC down to 4420s. 4420s for CGC. QD popping up on the scanners. APHA, big drop. So the cannabis stocks are dropping from what I see. We got APHA dropping, CGC dropping. Cron's kind of holding its ground, but ACB dropping. And so the cannabis plays are dropping some here. UXIN spiking up. APHA actually just rebounded after a huge downwick. AMD up. TTNP on the scanners here, popping up here. UXIN looks good if you can trade it.
Yep, looking at APHA for a pop up here.
Yeah, AMD, DB, QD, all popping up on the scanners. SPY is up a little bit.
Yeah, nice down move on NIO also.
Appreciate the sub, Amanda. Appreciate it. On NIO.
Yep. Yeah, NIO making a little move there.
Look at UXIN. Look at UXIN. UXIN going crazy here, guys. Absolutely crazy. Monster move.
I think it pulled off from tradable, right?
Yeah, it's not tradable anymore. Yeah, APHA dropping here. I'm going to start looking for some VWAP plays with some of these cannabis stocks. Maybe AMD with a 2130 risk level. Or not AMD. Maybe Cron with a 2130 risk level.
I tried to short there at 98 on NIO, but didn't get filled. I hit the button right as it dropped.
Yeah, that would have been a good one too.
Yeah, I liked it at 98 off of right there 905.
I like this risk level for Cron, right? If you look at Cron here, we got a risk level of 2130 maybe. Big reward target too for Cron.
I like that one.
Alright, so we got the SPY, which pushed up a little bit here. ACB bouncing back. ACB, although it's not my favorite one. It's tight risk reward, but it's just a little bit too close to that open.
Yeah, there's a
CGC big drop follow through. So CGC big drop, APHA big drop. ACB bounced all the way back there, and then it just kind of followed through, so it would have been nice, but like I said, it was just a little bit too close to that previous high of the day. I'm not trying to get caught in that, you know.
Oh, and on also looking beautiful. Missed out on that entry, though.
All right, so this week I am using a little bit larger sizing. So at this point we have 2212. Our risk level is about 18 cents or so for Cron. And so if it bounces up there, 18-cent risk. I don't mind taking 200-300 shares. Gonna try to use a little bit larger share size this week. So total risk would be about $60. Reward levels looking for 100, 120 with 300 shares. We'll see if we get that. It's a big if it bounces back.
All right, watching MBEV here. Want to take it in the 597s, maybe risking off the right beef 602. Looking at that.
Doesn't look terrible. CGC still dropping too here. Yeah, NBEV doesn't look bad really. You could use 605 as your risk, 585 or so as your reward, so almost 3-1. But man, Cron just dropped a little bit too soon for me here. I mean, at this point, I can use 2120 as my risk if it does bounce back. So I can use this level as my risk here now. Give me a little tighter risk reward right here. Right, but man, look at this drop here. It's dropping quick.
Short there, guys, at 95 vibes on MBEV.
Yeah, I don't hate it because these cannabis plays are getting hit again. Yeah, I just never got my entry with some of these, which is okay. Oh wait, you said you're in NBEV? What's your entry?
Yep. It's 595s.
Okay. But man, some of these, it should drop for you. Because if you look at Cron, CGC, some of these other ones, pretty big downward moves here. All right, we're getting a bounce on NIO. Getting a bounce up there to 890s. I mean, you could use 9 as your risk here. 9 right here as your risk for NIO. 870 as your reward target. Maybe he's going to drop too quick for me. Looking for it to fill some of that gap, maybe. At this point, I could use 15 as my risk level for Kron. It's pretty good risk reward, all things considered, but I gotta figure out what kind of share size to take with this one. All right, let's see. We got 93 up to, we got 95 up to 15, and so that's about 20 cents. We could also use maybe 10. I like 10 a little bit better, actually. NIO back up to 887, 888. I could use 9 for NIO as my risk, and then a 70 level as my reward for NIO.
All right, I'm seeing another possible one. KNDI 873s off 879.
I took NIO with 300 shares with a risk of $9, so about a 30-cent risk, or about a $30 risk for NIO with the fade.
Yeah, I like that one. That's not a bad one right there either.
Tight risk. It's about 10-cent risk, about 20-cent reward, so 2 to 1. I'll take it. Got 300 shares, so, you know, $30 loss is what I'm looking at if it goes against me.
Gotta hold tight here on MBEV. Don't want to pass 6 here. $602s, you gotta watch out. There's some strong momentum showing up here.
What's your risk? 605, right?
It's right underneath that actually. It's like 602, 63. It's where the support is for that first drop.
My reward is at 870 at the previous low of the day down here. If you're talking about NIO, that's my reward down there. So my risk is about 10 cents up to 9. My reward is about 20 cents down to 870. So that's kind of what I'm looking at now for this one. It's good risk reward. Let's see if it follows through. I like the risk level. I think if it breaks that risk level, you know, it's probably going to reverse, and so not terrible. We'll just see if it can hold down here, though.
All right, guys, don't want this to hold. There you go. It's holding. Got to get out. I'm out.
All right, we're down to 85s on NIO, 85s. I'm going to take about half off here just to take some profits, let the rest work. Maybe taking it a little bit early, but I still have 150 shares, and so I can really just let the rest work here. The reason being it might bounce at 880 here. It has some resistance here prior if you look. Let me scoot it back a little bit. But if you look at 880 here, let me try to find it. You can see the resistance. So I think I took this a little bit early. Maybe got a little quick on it, but I don't mind covering some there just in case it bounces. It's back down to 86s. Let's just hope it holds under this level. Ideally, we want to see it hold under this 93 level right here. If it's going to continue in a downward trend, we want to see it hold under that. If it breaks over that and then starts to push up to test, it looks a little bit worse. And so, still a little early to tell. Like I said, though, maybe took profits a little bit too soon. But, you know, I don't mind taking profits there considering that's exactly where it bounced.
All right, guys, I got short on Kron and in right below the 21 mark.
I don't hate that one. That one's nice.
All right, looking to take first cover here in the 85s.
All right, we're getting a little bit of a squeeze up here on NIO. Like I said, though, I'm glad I took profits where I did. I can get out of this one for roughly break even if it does go against me in some significant way. And so I don't hate it. CGC actually looks good for a fade if it can get up to 43.90s. If it can get up there, I like that 44.15, 44.10 area as risk on CGC as well. And so I don't hate that one. Like I said, though,
I just don't want to pass 2104s here for Cron. I already took some profit, took $30 out, but don't want to pass 2104.
yeah, it's kind of what I'm looking at with NIO as well. I mean, I've already taken some profits, but if it bounces back, I can get out for relatively safe trade at this point. I'm just going to let the rest work. It's down to 83, it's not looking terrible. Hey, Chase, appreciate the $10 donation, man. He said a great VWAP bounce on SQ. Thank you guys for being a great place to listen while trading. Another green day so far. Hey, man, I'm telling you, bro, those VWAP plays, they're legitimate, man. It's one of my single favorite strategies, obviously. The VWAP bounce and the VWAP fade. And so, happy to see you doing well, man. Good work, brother.
Took a little bit more there at 80. Well, I got a bad fill, 83. I saw 80, but not too bad. Got my money back pretty much. Just sticking around, willing to add sizing up there to 21. Just not going to let it get past 2104.
Yeah, man. Appreciate the donation, man. Happy to see you doing well, and definitely appreciate the support, brother. So just keep at it, man. The VWAP plays, you know, the beautiful thing about these VWAP strategies, right, is that they give you really good organic risk reward, right? Like you typically find really good risk reward in these. I'm going to take 75 off here for another half, and then I'm just going to let the rest work. But yeah, so the beautiful thing about them is that they typically give you organically good risk reward, right? They usually present you with good risk reward naturally. It's not a risk reward that you have to force, because whenever you see these moves, a lot of times you're going to have good risk reward just from finding that upper resistance above it. Like one thing we went over in class yesterday is that a lot of times for fades, you're going to be using that previous move as your risk, right? And so like even if you look at Mitch's trade, if you look at the bottom range of that first candle, that's where we're going to use as our risk. And if you look at where your entry is right around the VWAP, it's pretty tight relative to the low of the day. And so you're getting pretty good risk reward, and they definitely work for sure. But yeah, man, I definitely appreciate it, Chase. Shout out to Chase for that $10 donation, man. Appreciate the support, brother. All right, and so now we're looking to see if NIO can test this low of the day. And obviously, we want to see NIO break it. That's what we want to see. That's the next step in this. It's already testing that low of the day. We want to see a break under 870, which it may or it may not. It may just bounce back up here. But we've taken enough profits to where no matter what, this is going to be a green trade. And we could just let the rest work. You know, if it doesn't break that low of the day, we can get out. And if it does, that's great. You know. Also, looking at CGC here. Beautiful fade on CGC. I called this one out. I don't know if anybody heard me call this one out, but look at CGC here. Beautiful move up to the VWAP. Picture perfect example of it. A beautiful follow through back down. It's testing the lows of the day now. So CGC had a beautiful VWAP fade here.
Cron breaking down there in the 70s now. Next moves to 60.
All right, so we're getting a little bit of a bounce back for NIO. The good thing is that I've scaled out enough to where I only have 75 shares left, and so I can just let the rest work. You know, I'm gonna hold this one, let it work. If it breaks, you know, really, if it breaks up to 85, 86, I'll get out. You know, if it breaks over 84, probably I'll get out. But at this point, it's not looking terrible. We just want to see it hold under 880. What's Cron doing for you? Yeah, Cron's looking good for you, man.
Yeah, man.
DNM Shaw. Our classes are 3 times a week. We have 3 classes 3 times, or we have 3 classes each week. Usually, I mean, time all depends. Typically, I would say classes are at 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is usually when we have our classes. But sometimes they're early. Just depends on if we have makeups to do or like what we need to do.
Covered there, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm looking for a bounce back to VWAP where I can risk off of 21 and use my house money. I'm back pretty much break even on the day. I'm only down about $5 or $6
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get out here.
on NBUV.
Sorry. Uh, yeah, I got out here as well. You know, missed out on a little bit. Let it bounce back, and this is why we take profits where we do. Is because if it's gonna bounce back, a lot of times it's gonna bounce right around this low of the day. And so that's what we got here. I could add back to it, like Mitch is saying he was thinking about doing on Kron. I could add back to it if it gets back to the VWAP, but I'll take the gain. Small gain. I got to get better with using bigger sizing. That's the only thing that I'm kind of disappointed in. Look at, you want to see a good fade, Mitch? Look at APHA. Oh, and classes are $15 a month, DM.
This is where I was looking. This is where I had my order out at 62. It's probably where I should have just kept it. Probably could have got closed right there. This was the next support level in the 60s. And looks like we might not even get that bounce back. Might have sold those shares a little early, but this is where I wanted to sell anyways, 62. Look for a bounce to add into the 80s. Next stop on this on Kron could be all the way down to 40s.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, though, and this is something that I disappoint myself every day. And the reason I say that is because, you know, obviously, like, yeah, we do our classes, but, like, we're not experts. I'm trying to, you know, I always try to tell people we're not experts. Like, my biggest flaw as a trader is that I can't work up the guts to use bigger sizing. It's just so tough, man. You know, like, in the last 12 trading days, I have had 9 successful trades and 3 losing trades, right? So 9 green trades, 3 losing trades in the last 12. And so I'm doing really well. The problem is my sizing is so small that it's not going to reasonably affect my account. You know what I mean? And, like, that's the frustrating thing. Like, I just have to get it up to where, you know, and it's a process. You know, I've used 300 shares, which is great. You know, which is great. I'm trying to work my way up to 500 or 600. But when I'm using larger share size, I'm covering a little bit too soon, I've noticed. And so it's a process for sure, but yeah, I disappoint myself because I'm just taking too small of sizing.
And don't stress it, bro.
It's a process, man. It's a process for sure.
I wish I could have got a little bit more sizing in Kron, but you know, it's a bigger stock than NBUV, you know, almost 4 times as big, so.
Yeah, man. Kron, I mean, you want to see a good fade? Look at APHA, dude. That was the one we all missed. Look at APHA. That was like the picture perfect fade. You know, it's better than all of the ones we got into. Look at this one.
Yeah, I tried to get a bounce on that one to the VWAP at the beginning. Just never went up to it.
AMD pushing to the VWAP. But I mean, like I said, what is this? You know, how many green days is that in a row, though? I gotta look up when my last green trade was, or my last red trade was. Hold on. I might be on a streak right now. I can't remember, to be honest. Let me see.
Man, I just wanted to get in DLPH. It didn't allow me. I wanted above 23. I was going to be able to risk off of 23.15 and fade that as a VWAP rejection. Liked it. It was nice. Just missed it. Missed the opportunity there.
Wow. So if my stats are correct, I haven't had a red day since the 8th. That was my last red day, right? I mean, the 20th was green. Oh, no. My last red day was the 19th. Okay. Yeah, the 19th. So it's been, I think, right? The 19th on CGC was my last red day.
I think what's going to break out right now, I'm seeing a lot of volume build, and it doesn't look bearish to me. It's KNDI. For you long traders, I'd keep an eye on that one. Momentum past 870s with big volume can push it back up there to the 880s.
HEXO. Yeah, I could check HEXO. Yeah, AMD looks like a nice bounce play, a nice VWAP bounce. You know, I posted a poll this weekend asking if everybody was more long or short biased in this market. Most people actually said they were long biased. And a few people said that they've been attacking VWAP bounces. You know, some people said specifically VWAP bounces, and others just said they wait for a pullback to around the VWAP, which is the VWAP bounce. So this is an example of it. You get a big push up, pull back to the VWAP, and then a bounce back up if this one follows through. It could be a tight risk trade. You can see you have a risk of, you know, maybe there. Or maybe, you know, if you want to use pre-market levels, maybe there. Let's see what your reward would be. So your risk is from 20, let's just say 30 to make it easy, from 30 down to 11 or 12. And so that is about 18 cents. And then from 30 up to 50 something, not quite, maybe about 1 to 1 or so. A few people asking to explain more about the classes. Okay, so our classes are like I've always said, like, we're not experts or gurus. We're just trying to help traders learn. Our classes, we have 3 live classes per week, right? We have 3 live classes. You know, we're actually at the classes teaching live, so you can ask us questions. We use a conferencing software, but
All right, guys, I'm short here. DLPH off of 23.15.
DLPH.
Yes.
Yeah, looks like a good fade. What's your risk?
23.15. Looking to add here a little closer to 10. I only got 200 shares right now, so small risk right now.
I don't hate that one. I think I would like 23.20 a little bit better as risk, but everybody's different. Uh, 23.15 looks reasonable too. It's got a few confirmations there, so it doesn't look terrible. Okay, so yeah, so back to our classes. So yeah, we do 3 live classes per week. There's that drop for you, bro. Nice drop for you, man. But yeah, so we do 3 live classes per week, but members get access to our library, right? And our library has a bunch of different ones. I have to add yesterday's classes, but you know, you can go to the site if you're a member of ours, and you can go to like day trading concepts and strategies, and there we have like trading using support and resistance, gaps, ranges, and these are all about an hour long. Each class is about an hour long, utilizing market trend, on demand, scaling. Whoa, man, look at that drop, dude. Wow. That's a quick drop for you, man. Hey.
Yeah, I covered 100 shares there.
Good.
Covered 100 shares there, guys.
That's a nice follow through, bro. That's one of those instant green trades that we talk about. But yeah, look at that drop for, man. Congrats, bro. That's a good one. But yeah, so we got a library of classes. So scaling, support and resistance, gaps in trading, and then we also have like trading psychology. So we have like psychology nights every Wednesday. Hesitation, 4 most common problems, finding consistency, developing the trading mindset. And then if you want like risk and reward classes, we have like a library of this. We have about 65 hours or so literal days of classes. You know, risk and reward classes, and then we have individual strategies. So if you like want to learn the strategies we use, we got the VWAP fade, bear flags, pennants, all day fades, VWAP bounces, bull flags, 1 minute pullback, red to green. And so we just got a lot of different strategies that you can, you know, learn about too. And it's only $15 a month, so it's pretty cheap, I think, and all things considered. But again, like, we're not experts or gurus or anything like that. I'm not trying to force it down people's throat or anything like that. It's just, if you want to learn our system and kind of how we trade and what we do, and also if you're a new trader looking to learn, you can check those classes out. But man, nice follow through for DLPH. You know, beautiful follow through there.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, I'm going to be putting out orders to add here. Well, my entry is 2305.
Oh wait, here, let me pull you up, bro.
Yeah, you can pull me up.
All right, here's Mitch. Sorry if you're using the scans. I'm gonna throw Mitch up here for a second, so you can see his entries and exits. We'll get the scans back up in a minute.
You see my orders out here to add at 2312 or 2307.
But yeah, man, that was a follow through if I've ever seen one, bro. You know,
Look at Kron too.
I know, man. I thought,
Short too.
yeah, that's a good one.
Could have gotten a little bit more on that one.
What did let me look at it. I'm almost scared. Okay, so NIO didn't end up rebounding, or it's gonna in the between now.
All right, gotta watch as it's gonna approach my entry here. Probably get me in here somewhere in 2307. Risk is still gonna be at 2315. I have another area to add 200 shares at 2312. Just have to watch the volume as it approaches. This is a light stock, only traded 173K shares today, so you got to watch it as it could approach your level really quickly. So you always got to have one to cover your behind and one for profits.
Way to rebound though from a red day, bro.
Yeah, man. Not bad at all.
Yeah. I'm telling you, the fade has been in play with the cannabis stocks, man. That's, you know, when I back tested it, if you guys watched the video I uploaded last weekend, it's all about like my back testing results from these cannabis stocks. Most of them were cannabis stocks and microchip is what I back tested, and the VWAP bounce actually had a little bit better accuracy rate than the fade. The VWAP bounce had like a 71% accuracy rate since February started, and the VWAP fade had like a 66% accuracy rate. So both of them have definitely been in play lately, specifically with the cannabis and microchip sectors.
All right, taking off my 2307 for right now. Still have my 2312 out right now.
Nice.
Pop up. I'm gonna look to see what happens here as it approaches the VWAP, and I'll slam on it. Kron breaking down there though, down to the 30s. Should have held my position. Gave up about, let me say, what is it, $30 profit on that. So Kron could have been a $90 trade, $98 trade, but that's gonna be fine. Gotta accept that one. Was willing to let that one pop bounce to VWAP, but it never went up there.
Nice, Siesta, or Siesta 44. Congrats. Nice work. Yeah, I gotta pull up the chart on my end. Kron just dropping, man. Yeah, I'm looking at it on my end too. Honestly, all the cannabis stocks are. SPY is too. But like you look at APHA, ACB, they're all washing.
Look at that. It just shows you, you know, when you sell early, it's not always going to be the best thing. Maybe saving that 100 shares and looking for the bounce would have been better than taking the small profit. But you got to go ahead and learn from it. That's what we're here for, guys. We're here for you guys to learn from our experience and gain the knowledge to master the markets.
Right, for sure. Plague halted again, man. The plague is back. The plague is back.
The flag is back.
NIO, man. Nobody remind me of NIO, because NIO, it kind of, like I said, my last, you know, I sold half, or I sold most of my position, and I was able to get most of the gains from like what I was looking for. But man, look at this NIO drop. I think overall though, I think what's going on right now is that the market is dropping. So if you look at the SPY is starting to curl down and really starting to wash. The SPY broke the lows of the day. It broke out of the range. And so what we're seeing now, guys, is that the overall market is starting to trend down. SPY broke the lows, NIO dropping, DLPH just dropped some, Kron, all the cannabis stocks are dropping. So that's what we're seeing right now, is the market turning around. Chandler says, please take the Kron chart off. I mean, like I said, the cannabis stocks, they've been pretty down today, you know. It's bouncing back some, but, you know, that's what we're seeing, is the cannabis stocks start to wash.
Trust me, I don't want to see Kron just as much as you do, brother.
Yeah, man.
There's DLPH back down to 2274s. I got in at 2305. All right, let's see where the next stop is for this stock. Next stop for me is going to be all the way down to probably the 2250s, somewhere in that area.
But yeah, the Plague, man.
The Plague is back, man, like a track, bro.
The Plague is back in town.
Hey guys, looking at a flag right here. AMRN starting to get an ascending wedge there. Definitely gonna watch that one, see what side it's gonna break out here.
Let me know. I'm gonna put the scanners up, so just let us know what you're gonna do with DLPH, and when you're getting ready to do anything with it, I'll throw you back up there.
Will do. For right now, just letting it work.
Yep. Good work, brother. You can see DLPH. This is the one Mitch is in. He's in short right here, so looking for that one to drop, obviously. But that was a beautiful follow-through, man. Those are the ones that I love. You know, like if you look at Friday's trade from CRON, that's exactly what happened with me. It just started to tank, you know, and it was great. It's a beautiful thing when you're in it short and you just see a stock just start to tank that quick. But, yeah, looking at my NIO trade, a little bummed out. Is Mitch buying covered puts in Cron? No, Mitch is just shorting it.
Wish.
Yeah. CIFS breaking the high of the day. And like I said, though, a lot of this is dependent on the SPY. Like you can see the SPY stayed in a pretty obvious, you know, self-evident range for the first 20 minutes or so. But, you know, eventually the SPY started to kind of crack and break the lows, and it looked weak. And that kind of dragged everything else back down. Wow, so the Plague float is less than 1 million, 909,000.
Yeah, I would be careful with that. I'll just advise you guys, whenever I've seen that, it's usually not turned out the best. I don't trade stocks that have under 1 million float just because it can be manipulated.
Oh, for sure.
If anyone can step in there and buy 100,000 shares, 200,000 shares, and that's like 20% of the stock.
Right. PDD and UXIN. Yeah, UXIN took off this morning and then it gave it all back. Little shady, to be honest, with UXIN. PDD had a nice fade. I don't even know if it would have been a fade. I think the VWAP probably dropped a little bit more after the down move. So.
All right, guys, let's see if this is going to hold this kind of 2280s here. It's been holding. See if it's going to break down here. I'm also thinking about getting an AMRN, just kind of letting it build that pattern breakout, see which direction it's trying to head to.
Man, yeah, so everybody's right. Look at CIFS here, man. That thing is taking off like a rocket for sure. Popping up on multiple scanners. That and the Plague. Plague is actually pulling back. PLAG is resumed. It's down to 380s now. That's
what you call chat room pump right there.
Yeah, Jason, I think you've been here long enough, but whenever the Plague started to run, that's what we called it. We called it the Plague, kind of like a play on words with the plague. The Plague, you know.
There you go, guys. Look at that breakdown.
Yeah, nice, man. Let's see if it breaks these lows and continues for you, bro. Looks good, though.
Yep. Just going to let it work here. There goes NIO, man. I think you might have sold that one short too.
Oh no, man! Nobody remind me. No, it's all right.
Too.
It's what I said. Like
draw the trend line. I think what happened was that I understood why you kind of got a little concerned about it, but if you draw the trend line, you know,
It's a beautiful
you
trade.
just yeah, you just broke it. It wicked right past it and then got some volume.
Right. It's a beautiful, not a beautiful trade. It's a beautiful pattern right now. And this is the range that we talk about. Like a lot of the times you'll see a big downward move here for these type of stocks, and then you'll see it form a range in between the VWAP and the low of the day. And this is like a beautiful example of that. If we actually have a class on it on ranges, but this is what you'll see a lot. You'll see a big drop underneath the VWAP, and then you'll see just a range that's formed in between the VWAP and the low of the day. And, you know, a lot of traders can add back to their short positions. There you go. Look at that drop for you.
I have my order to cover here, guys, at 57. Will not mind covering here. If it gets down to 57, 58, 57. Let's see if I get filled. No fill yet. I had it right there. You saw how it went right to it, guys? That's why you want to have that order out there.
Right. But yeah, guys, so it's one of those things I said, like, I'm just disappointed in myself because, you know, my accuracy has been extremely high lately. Like I said, in the last 12 trades, 9 of them have been profitable. 9 out of the last 12. I've only had one red day in like 2 weeks. And that's great, but like the sizing I'm using is too small, and I understand that, and I can recognize that about myself, and it's just the emotional battle that you put yourself in. You know, with the opening range breakout, I was using bigger sizing, right? So that drew down my account whenever that didn't work out, and now that I'm doing much better than I was then, I'm still using small sizing, so it's not compensating like I need to, and that's the number one thing that I can recognize.
Guys, covered there in 61, was trying to get that 57. Had it out on the bid for a good, probably a minute, and just wanted to cover, take my nice gain for the day. Another $60 gain for the day. That's going to put us up for the day, up $55. Not a bad day. I'll go ahead and I'll take that trade any day.
Nice work, brother. Nice work.
200 shares, $60, $63. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, man. That last one, that was a beautiful follow through, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Looks like I got it at the right time. Looks like it's created an inverse hammer there.
That was a nice
again, and I could look to get in it again, but I gotta probably get on out of here, guys. You guys have a good one.
Later, brother. Good trade, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, not bad at all. Great day.
You gonna be back tomorrow?
Yeah,
cool.
I should be able to trade a little bit tomorrow.
Nice. All right, brother. We'll see you then, man.
You guys take care.
All right. So yeah, like I said, it's just I understand myself as a trader, and it's just the process, right? Like you could find consistency, but like when you're a trader, you have to try to keep everything relatively consistent, and like that's been the hole in my game lately is that I'm just not being as consistent as I was. Or no, I'm being consistent with my gains and like my percentage gains and everything like that. But what I'm not being consistent in is my share sizing relative to, you know, what I took previously. And so, for instance, like when I traded the opening range breakout, I would use much bigger share size, and my risk was a lot larger per trade. And so, with that said, my losses were bigger, and when that didn't work out, it drew my account down. And now that I've been doing extremely well in February, you know, like I said, I think I've had 3 losing days total in February so far. I'm just not using big enough sizing to compensate for the drawdown I had previously, and so it's a constant process. But it's at least I can recognize that, and I need to work on tweaking that. And so what I need to do, guys, is I need to get up to like 500-600 shares, and I need to just hold it and accept the risk on that particular day is what I need to do. And so we'll see if we can get up to there for the rest of this week. Right, for sure, man. I think the introspection is super necessary, and I think you got to be introspective and look inside yourself and say, okay, what am I doing wrong here? You know, my trading's been great. You know, my pattern identification, my trade selection has been great, super accurate lately. But if there's a hole in my game, it's that I'm using too small of sizing relative to what sizing I used previously with the opening range. That kind of drew down my account more than I would have wanted it to in the last few months. And so it's something I'll have to work on for sure. But excited for my trading. My trading's been, pretty good lately. The VWAP fade has been pretty accurate, worked really well lately. And so now it's just about scaling up a little bit. I've been working on that for like a year now, but it's just something I have to do, and it's a process for sure. People underestimate the emotional side of trading, but you know, that's the important part. Anybody can learn a strategy. It's just about, can you handle the emotional swings of it. CIF still pushing up here. It's up to 277. Hey, well, Shaw, if you're signing up, man, we look forward to seeing you, brother. But yeah, CIF going crazy here. Did we ever find out the catalyst for CIF or CIFS? I know we tried to look up the catalyst this morning and nothing really showed up. So like, let's see if we can figure out what's going on with this one. Crazy move here. If anybody listed it already, sorry. But let me see. I'm not seeing anything for CIFS. Let me look it up this way. No, I'm not seeing any catalyst for CIFS, so maybe getting pumped up there. Yeah, we'll see, man. It's probably just getting pumped up. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Appreciate that, Eric. I did realize that this morning, is that it was yeah, the tariffs, the Chinese tariffs were delayed, and so since it's a Chinese stock, that gives it optimism for Chinese business, and so that's what's going on, is that the tariffs were delayed. That's exactly right. Appreciate that. I appreciate the sub, Nicholas, Andy, Pookie, Black Wall Street. Thanks for the subs, guys. We appreciate it. Oh, sorry, Shaw. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just used to it being guys, so I sorry about that. Yeah, we actually have one of our students is a female. Her name's Tiny, and we accidentally call her guy or bro all the time. So sorry about that. Nice, DJ. Hey, I hope it works out. Oh yeah, you can see this is the back testing results from the VWAP bounce. You can see the VWAP bounce actually had 71.4% accuracy rate since February started. The VWAP fade had 65.3%, and so both of them are pretty common. Isaac, man, you're back, bro. You're back, man. We got Isaac the troll back here, man. Yeah. Hey, nice job, Brian. Green is good. So congrats, man. Nice job. Yeah, for sure. Also, a little bit of warning. Isaac is just messing with me. I know he doesn't actually believe that, you know. Isaac, man, you better stop though, bro, or eventually I'm gonna start calling you Brady again, man. Or you know me, man. I got this following here, bro. I can tell everybody to call you Brady Isaac and just ruin your day, man. You know. Quick flashback, guys. So, whenever the Super Bowl was, Isaac bet me that if the Patriots won the Super Bowl, I could call him Brady for a week. And if the Rams won the Super Bowl, he could call me Patrick for a week. I'm not sure why he wanted to call me Patrick, but obviously the Patriots won, and Isaac had to be called Brady for a week. And I think he may be still a little upset about that. Right, he even changed his name. He was a good sport. He even changed his name to Brady. So I can't hate on him. He was a good sport, you know. How funny would it have been though? How funny would it have been though if he won and the Patriots lost and I changed my YouTube name to Patrick Trading? How great would that have been though? That would have been great. I'm kind of bummed out that didn't happen just so I could go along with it. Double top on AMD, you said, Outsiders? Nice, Tyrell. Nice work, Bo. I mean, I don't see much of a double top yet. I mean, you got this double top here, technically, I guess. It depends on what you would consider it. So, yeah, I like that. It gives it some confirmation there. At first, it looked like a VWAP bounce. Whether it would have hit your wrist yet, it's... Is my mic cutting out? Sorry if it is. But honestly, there's just been a lot of good fades, right? Like, you want to see an example of, like, a pretty fade today. Look at APHA. This is, like, my favorite short strategy. You get a downward move to the VWAP. You get a downward move under the VWAP, a pull back to the VWAP. You enter short here. And you just write it down, take some profits there, let the rest work. Beautiful example of it on APHA. And the funny thing is that I didn't even want the Patriots to win necessarily. I just wanted the Rams to lose. I'm a Saints fan. I'm from Louisiana. And so the Rams did us dirty along with the referees. And so I just wanted the Rams to lose. I didn't care who beat them. I just wanted the Rams to lose, you know. Because, like, we beat the Rams twice, really. And, like, they just never gave it to us. Also, we had a few people asking about the broker that I use. And so if you're interested in using the same one that we do, you can check out TradeNet. I'll post that link here. You can get 10% off their packages by going through my link. I do make a commission from it. It's one of the ways that we keep the stream free. And so if you're interested in checking out the broker that Mitch and I use on a daily basis, you can go check out TradeNet and you can go through the link I just posted if you're interested. Yeah, I know. Isaac, the bet is over. I'll call you Isaac. I'm not going to call you Brady. The bet's over. But Isaac was a good man. He followed through with it. He actually did it. He changed his name and everything. So I got to respect him a little bit for that. Even if he trolls the channel so much, you know, I got to respect him a little bit for it. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, this has been my graph. I'm kind of scared to look at my graph, honestly, from when I traded the opening range breakout. And so I only put in my graph from the last few weeks. But this is my graph from the last few weeks. I'm sure if you actually saw it from whenever I was trading the opening range breakout, that thing would be going straight down. But this is my graph from the last few weeks. Not a bad graph. You can see... I've only had 2 losing days out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So 10 losing days out of 10. Not too bad. If you look at my details here, this is not even with today's trade included. And so my accuracy rate is going to be probably roughly at 70% in the last few weeks. I got to work on holding it to my risk-reward levels. Win-loss ratio is pretty good. Cumulative P&L is pretty good. So I got some things I got to work on for sure. My largest loss is bigger than my largest gain, and so I do need to work on that. But overall, in the last few weeks, using pretty small sizing, I've made $130, so it's not too bad. But like I said, I just need to move up in sizing a little bit and work with that. I think that's kind of the next step. All right, Isaac. Have a good day, brother. Have a good day, man. Yeah, I'll take it. The fade's just been in play, though, lately. You know, the fade's just been in play. There's been a lot of fades lately. It's been super reliable, and it's not going to last forever. One thing I've noticed, I've been trading the VWAP fade and VWAP strategies in general for about a year now. And they don't always work this well. You know, you'll get moments. A lot of times when the market starts to get really volatile, it stops working. You know, and a lot of times, like, the opening range breakout actually might work a little bit better. And so it's not going to work forever, but for the time being, the VWAP fade has been pretty accurate. See an AMD drop here. Looking a little bit weaker. Appreciate the sub, VTZ. Thanks for the sub. All right, we got APHA pulling back to the VWAP here. Now, this one's interesting. One thing I went over yesterday is that when you get a pullback to the VWAP here, you can use that previous high as your risk, right? So, like, if it already had a fade previously on the day and it pulls back to the VWAP, you can use that level as your risk, right? So, if the VWAP's at 980, you can use 990 as your risk, and it's a very obvious point. And so then if you're using 990 as your risk, that's 10 cents. From 980 down to about 960 is 20 cents. So, it's about 2 to 1. And so regardless of whether I think it's actually going to work or not, it's 2 to 1 risk or reward. It's 2 to 1 reward to risk, and so it's not too bad there. You know, you use this as your risk or your reward target. This is your risk level. You got about 10 cent risk, 20 cent reward. And so not bad. I appreciate the sub, Vlad. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Hey, it's your B-days, bro. Hey, happy birthday, two-way, man. Happy birthday, brother. At least you had a green day on your birthday, man, so congrats, bro. Happy birthday, man. Enjoy it, man. Andrew Lessick, what platform do you suggest for SureTrader? I use Thinkorswim now. Not sure if I can use that. I mean, SureTrader uses the DOS platform, right? I will say it's a little expensive on SureTrader, but I love the DOS platform in general. DOS is one of my favorite platforms, but it is expensive. But yeah, I mean, that's their platform. Last time I checked for SureTrader, the platform was like, what, like $100, $150 if you want level 2. And so I think a cheaper method of doing that is actually, instead of using DOS, just to use like Thinkorswim and just use SureTrader to execute your trades. That way you can use Thinkorswim for charting and stuff like that for your platform, and you won't have to pay as much on SureTrader. That's what I would do if I was using them. Kind of what you see me doing with Tefs and TradeNet here. You know, Tefs has a decent platform, but I just like Thinkorswim better. I mean, the cannabis stocks are bouncing some here, aren't they? AMD dropping down. And I mean, it's back up to the VWAP here too. But yeah, I'll probably end up closing it down soon here, guys. I'm probably done for the day. I'm just going to take another small green day and work on moving my sizing up tomorrow. But yeah, like I said, if anybody's interested in using the broker that Mitch and I use on a daily basis, go check out TradeNet. They have pretty cheap commissions if you use small sizing, a decent platform, and overall, it's a pretty good deal, I think, overall. So go check them out if you're interested in using the broker that Mitch and I do, and I just posted that link there. Also, if you're interested in checking out the scanners that I use Trade Ideas for scanners. They make my mornings much, much easier. You can see a few Trade Ideas scanners here. But go check out Trade Ideas. I think the basic package is like, what, like $50 a month? So pretty cheap. I'm using the Pro package. It's 100 and something. But all things considered, makes my mornings much easier. And overall, it's a decent scanner. Very up-to-date and real-time. And so go check them out. I'll post that link as well if you're interested in using Trade Ideas. And honestly, they're just a cool company. They allow me to stream their scans each day, and so just a cool company in general. So go check that out. I posted that link. But yeah, another green day, I'll take it. That is, out of the last 12 trading days, 9 of them have been green, and so I'll definitely take it. Fade's been working pretty well in this market. But yeah, everybody have a good day, man. We'll see you all a little bit later, and appreciate all the support. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We day trade live on stream every weekday morning for free right here on YouTube. And so hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you appreciate this content, click the like button right now to help support the channel. It does help support us, so if you could click the like button if you appreciate this content, we definitely appreciate that. And yeah, good luck for the rest of the day, guys. Stay safe. Always analyze your risk, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good day.